Hi, I'm Mark Hayden from IntelliWolf, and today we're going to look at the ways you can use CSS in a HTML document. The three main ways that we call CSS are internal, external, and inline. Internal, we put into the head of the HTML file, enclosing it in style tags. External, we put into a file that ends in CSS. In this case, we've called it style.css, and then we link to that file in the head of the HTML document. And inline, we actually put into the specific tag, calling it with style equals and quote. So let's see them in action. So this is the basic web page that we built in previous videos. The text is still there. I just moved it out of the way because the browser ignores the new lines. So the first up is the internal style sheet. So we open it with style, and then we close style. You could do it after, but it's best practice to close it before you write anything. So now let's do one that we did previously. So body width equals 50%. Oops. And save that. And now the body is 50%. So that is the internal one. Not so complicated. So let's do exactly the same thing while we're here. Let's do it in save and update so it goes back. So let's do the same thing internal. So we've got body, and then we've got style equals quote width colon 50% semicolon quote, and does the same thing. So let's get out of that one, save that. Now let us put it into style.css. So this is just within the same folder. So we've got the index, which is this main one, the logo, the image that we pulled in, and then style.css, which currently is empty. So let's go body would 50%, save that, and nothing happens over here. Why is that? Because we need to bring it in under the title. So we've got link rel equals style sheet, so that it knows what type of link it is, and then href equals style.css. href means HTML reference, so href, and we use this for linking to a lot of things. So like in a link would be a href. It's different for an image. That's source. I know it can be a little confusing. You're probably going to have to Google this quite a few times before you get this one. But link rel equals style sheet href, and this is the location. Save that, update, and there's our 50% width. So that's all well and good, but when we want to have more control over our styling, let's get rid of this one. So say we wanted to affect some of the paragraphs, but not all of the paragraphs. So if we wanted, let's use an example that we used before and turn the paragraphs red. So P color red. Save that. So that changes everything red. But what about if we just wanted these first two to be red? So there's two concepts, or two selectors, called class and ID. Class and ID. So the way that we use those, say we want to cover both of these paragraphs, we would use a class, because the difference between the two that you need to know right now, there's lots of other ways that they can be used, but the thing that you need to know right now is an ID can only be used once in a page, but a class can be used as many times as you need. So class is many. Think of class as a type. And ID refers to a very specific one. Think of the ID of a person. So for now, that's the only difference you need to worry about between them. So you can use them together, but this is how we're going to do class for this one. So P class equals, I'm going to call it red. Where am I? Red. And then nothing happens. If we come over here, and the way that we do this is for a class is dot, so dot red, save that, update, and now only that one is red. So if we want to do it again, let's copy that, paste it into that P, so that's also class red, and there we go, both of them are red. So that's how we use classes. If you only needed one, you might do it as ID. So ID equals red, save that update, and an ID is different from a class. So if we wanted to do, let's make this ID blue just because. We're still going to call it red, but just to see that the color is blue. So ID red, color blue. Sorry about the typing today. Not sure if you can see that. Let's make it green instead. Just because. Maybe a bit better. So, the dot is class. Class is a dot. ID is a hash or pound symbol. We'll get into ways of using them in the next video, but class and ID are very useful styling tools that let us get away from constantly inlining everything. So in the next video, we'll bring it all together and implement our styling in our basic website. So until then, have a good one.